I think trust issues in today's relationships as well, and it's crucial. I mean, it's hard enough in the short distance relationships. I know this whole segment's really the difficulty of long distance relationship, but there's definitely that trust issues in today's world of short term relationships,
Yeah.
and it's really just crucial.
Yeah,
And
it's like what's your intentions? What are you here? And it's like we play so many games with everybody. It's like, oh, I like this person, but I don't want to be too attached. And oh, I'm attached, but I don't want them to know that. I'm going to play hard to get. We play all these games. We end up losing our minds. And, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
oh
So
yeah, and especially in a long distance context, because again, there's that barrier as it is. It's so hard to readjust to that.
I agree. And trust, it goes a long way if you want a relationship to work, right? You got to trust that person's going to do this. You got to trust, they got to trust that you're also going to be a person of your word. But I mean, I barely trust myself half the time. So how can I trust somebody else?
Yeah, especially in the distance, I talked about how it's so much easier, I feel like, to sneak or like so much like because you're not there and you're away
Oh,
from that
yeah.
person. I think being in a different state gives you a different mindset too of like, okay, well, they're not here like at all right now. So there's no way I could risk running into anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're in two different states, let's say like a pretty far distance is 5 hours away, and you're starting new jobs or new life and you're still trying to make it work. I mean, let's be honest, you're going to make new friends there. You're going to meet people at work. You're going to have these relationships, and it's almost like a whole different life from the person that you originally created it with. And so temptation's going to be right around that corner. You're going to meet some guy, you're going to meet some girl, you're going to have that intimate person. And then it's kind of screwed up because like you almost want to see where the person where you're at, where it will go. If you meet a coworker or a friend, you're like, oh, okay, I could see where this goes, and put that person in the long distance relationship on the back burner. I don't know. It's just like we have too many options, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, or we make too many options for ourselves.
I think with how many different options it is and so many different ways to meet somebody on the social world and Tinder and Bumble and all these dating apps, it makes it that much easier, I think, to hop, to hop around.
Yeah, it's seeing. We're visual creatures, so we keep seeing all these people out there. Oh, this guy is good looking, has tats. Oh, this guy's a country boy. Oh, this girl looks like she'd be fun. This girl looks like smoking hot. It's just we've really created too many options, and too many options, nobody makes one decision.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that jealousy and insecurity you were talking about earlier, how the lack of trust, insecurities, jealousy, it can become so magnified, especially in long distance relationships.
Yeah,
Yeah.
personally for me, I enjoy, well, if I was in a relationship, I'd enjoy being in a relationship because the dating pool is such a mess. I'm like, I don't have to deal with anybody. I got somebody home, or I got somebody that I actually enjoy talking with. You do go to a lot of scenarios where like, God, these people are the worst. Like the person you were talking about who was texting, how's your day?
Oh
Good.
yeah, that was like
It's
years
like
ago. That was honestly
uh
not even long distance. That was like,
short
yeah,
distance.
short. I would, yeah, sometimes I wish, yeah, there's an advantage. So I wouldn't have to have seen you.
Don't you want to just lose your cool on those people? Just like smash the coffee cup over your head, be like, "Are you a real? Are you a real person?"
Yeah, can I throw this in your face to see how you react?
Right?
Can you give me some emotion?
Right.
Can you give me
Cool.
something here? Tell me like, hey, your shirt's ugly, or can you give me at least that?
Right. You look like Mark Madden.
Oh, hi, you're engaged with me now. There we go.
Yeah. Now I have your attention.
$12,000.
Well, gentlemen, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
There's a lot of just like trust and insecurities as it is in today's world. Like you mentioned, everybody's looking at social media and seeing, oh, this person's this person's that.
Yeah, I think too, it's just I think we've become soft people as well. Not many people can deal with adversity nowadays because we've been in a bubble. I mean, life in the US particularly is so good in terms of the struggles we have compared to other people. I mean, there's uh people making iPhones and sweatshops. You have people in India mining for lithium batteries and stuff like that. And it's just kind of like we need to realize how good we have it, and we need to toughen up.
A friend of mine actually said that he was like, just think there's a Zach McKenna somewhere around the world fighting off a lion from his hut. So it's like
Okay.
it could always be worse.
Yeah, I'd like to see that Zach McKenna and you meet up, just
I
the
would too.
exact same person.
It's like, dude, like I want to own a lion too, so it's like, dude, that'd be crazy. Side note, right?
Well, that's the thing too, and I like watching nature documentaries because it's so interesting. But like the laws of nature are like eat or be eaten. It's ruthless. I know we all can stay in our house and electricity and water and stuff. It wasn't always like this. Go back like 100 years ago, Great Depression, people were dying, um, starvation. Like you could barely eat. Now we have more food, and we're all more obese than we ever thought we would be.
Yeah, it's it's tough, man. We definitely have to grit up a little bit because life's full of adversities. But I think that's what is so beautiful about life, man. It's like that those adversities really shape you
Oh
and
yeah.
really help you learn and grow as a person. I know it's definitely easier said than done, but
But that's like also human nature, like you said. Like we have to have good, bad. We have to go through all these. If we just had a life of straight up happiness and easy going, that'd be the worst life imaginable. You got to have those happy moments. You got to have those sad, or as I said before, those sappy moments.
the sappy. Don't
Sappy.
sappy me.
But or we'll end up like Wally. You ever see those Wally guy, the Disney movie with all the fat people in the chair?
I think so, yeah.
And they're like all fat and they're like going around in screens, and Wally's just like Wally.
Oh, yeah. Now
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, it's all the fat people, and the guy like walks for the first time. It's like, oh my goodness, he like gets off his chair. That's what we're headed to.
Yeah, America, open with the end for sure. I mean, that kind of, yes, the coping of an end for a long distance relationship, man, it's not all of them are going to succeed. And I mean, some red flags in I think those relationships as well as long distance and short terms, the emotional detachment or frequent conflicts, that's a big red flag in general in a relationship. Are you more my partner or my fighting partner? Is like, am I in a boxing match with you 24/7? Not like a boxing match, but like, because I don't encourage violence, but it's like it's what it feels like, It's
Well,
like,
sometimes you got to put that mouthpiece in.
am I dating? Yeah, am I dating Vontez Perfect over here? It's just like,
What's
I,
up, Zach?
yeah, and
Yeah,
it's long distance relationships though, like the breakups, like coping with an end of it. An advantage of it is you really are away from them, so out of sight, out of mind kind of deal.
yeah. If you're a cheater, a long distance relationship is great. We didn't think about that kind of side of it. If you're a real scumbag and you want to cheat on a person all the time, go that
Then
route.
yeah, go that right. Even
Have
then,
A
it's like,
team.
yeah, probably even just like, at least if you tell them that, it's like they might know what they're getting into. You at least be
Right.
honest with them.
Yeah.
Honesty, honesty. Well, enough about this freaking long distance talk, right? I think it's good, but I think we got to get back to the Victory Monday for our sports segment, baby.
Yes, sir.
23-18, our lures. Kenny Pickett was 16 for 28, 235, 2 touchdowns. Jimmy G, 28 for 44, 324, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. That was an interesting game. I
Yep.
think Kenny Pickett, I mean, like I said, I think he's getting better, but I think he hasn't taken that leap yet. I'm not confident to say that just yet. I think
No.
Jalen Warren needs to get the ball more. These are all my takeaways from the game. I don't think what's up with Najee Harris. I'm gonna slap him real soon.
With a hot, wet towel.
Yeah, get him going. Yeah, really. No, I think I mean Devontae Adams was burning us. They have Devontae Adams and Max Crosby, so those are their only like star players really. They don't really
Yeah.
have anybody else. They got rid of that Darren Waller guy, which I don't know why. He was a
Yeah,
beast.
yeah, he's not doing so well at the Giants. What can you do?
Yeah, they could probably have used him right now though.
Yeah.
The Penguins, they're getting back into action. The NHL is starting October 10th. I don't know if there's any viewers here that like hockey. I mean, we're hoping to bring you more news of the Penguins now that they're rolling around.
Yeah. I think they had their first preseason game on Sunday or Saturday a couple days ago.
They did, yeah. They had a doubleheader. They won 3-2 in their first one. They lost 4-3 in their second one. The first one, Jet Greaves, a goaltender, he had 17 shots against him, 15 saves. And then Magnus Hellberg in the second one, 19 shots against, save 16. There's this one goalie they were talking about on the Penguins. I honestly don't know his name, but they were talking about giving Jari a run for his not a run for his money, but just to
Starter.
have some depth. I mean, that guy's always injured, I feel like.
Yeah, he goes through a lot of ups and downs. He's a really streaky guy. Feels like in the regular season he's above average. I'm not gonna say he's great. He's not a bum. And then in the playoffs or when it comes down to like the clutch games, we always seem to come up short. It's always like a shootout. We always have like 4 or 5 goals against us, and I don't think we have that high-powered offense like we used to.
Yeah, I mean, the Penguins are definitely an aging team. I mean, you look at the league around it's a mix of, I think, young guys and some veterans. It's that healthy mix of those young gunners that are young, fast, strong, and hit hard.
Agreed. I think our average age on our team is like 35 or plus, while everybody
Yeah,
else is at that sweet spot of like 28 years old.
it's a young man's game. You can't be playing washed up.
Hmm.
Speaking of washed up, some news around the league. This is this guy here. Russell Wilson was 23 for 28, 360 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interceptions to Tua Tagovailoa, who was 23 for 26, 309 yards, no interceptions, 4 touchdowns. Yeah. So I mean, Tua and the Dolphins, man, they're looking strong. He's like one of the best quarterbacks. I think
Yeah,
that team's looking pretty well.
they have a lot of speed. They have Tyreek Hill, Mostert. There was another running back who had a very big day. But all these guys, they can run so fast, and with that new Michael Daniels offense, or him being there for more than a year, I think we can see how he was so successful in San Fran, and he came here, and now Tua looks like a total different quarterback.
Yeah, definitely was better than his counterpart, washed up Russell Wilson. I mean, this guy came to Denver. They were so hype on him. Oh, Broncos country, let's ride. We're gonna do it. Russell Wilson's now 0-3. He's one of the worst quarterbacks in the league right now. So, hey, Russell Wilson, I got something to say to you. Well, hey, that brings us to our conclusion. That was our sports segment. We're really happy you guys joined us today. Again, if you haven't done so, like and subscribe. We want to hear your thoughts on this. Yeah, so I mean, long distance relationships, they can be tough. It's definitely, I think, like Jared said, we got to get on the revolution of the short distance relationship because long distance has those tough barriers, man. Definitely, I think it's harder, especially nowadays, rather, especially if you
Yeah.
don't know the person.
I think in terms of being a short distance relationship, if you live in an apartment or a house, knock on everybody's door who's close to you. And,
The old fashioned way, just numbers game.
right, knock on the door and just be like, you like what you see? If not, keep going. Don't take it personally. The old fashioned way. You'll get arrested in about 5 minutes.
Lower the expectations to raise the communication, I'd say, is the biggest keys too, not only for long distance, but relationships in general. But again, if you haven't done so, like and subscribe. We want to hear from you. We want your thoughts. Want anything we could talk about next episode. Take care, everybody. See you.